Hi, and welcome to a brief overview of how Khan Academy is using Crazyegg to analyze click behavior on the khanacademy.org site. Uh, we have just started using Crazyegg, and we set up a few experiments, they're called snapshots, to collect some baseline information about how people are interacting with the site, where they're clicking, where they're scrolling, and essentially just to get an overview of how people are actually interacting with the site. So we've set up a few different snapshots here. Each snapshot corresponds to a particular page on the site. And so you can see from the list here we have the home page, the about pages, class and user profile, the contribute page, and the video page. And I'm just going to walk through the home page first as a sort of example of how you use the interface, and then I'll go on to highlight some interesting results that we got from looking at the other pages. So if you're using a reports-only view of Crazyegg, the interface will be slightly different, but you should see these snapshots, which are sort of small thumbnails of the page, and the results that you'll be looking at will look exactly like this. So this is the Crazyegg report result page for the Khan Academy homepage. And basically what you're seeing here is a heat map, and the color of the areas on the heat map correspond to proportionally how many people clicked on that particular link or item. So the good news from a quick glance at this is that people are using the navigation correctly. There aren't a lot of random clicks on stuff that we don't want people to be clicking on. And as we scroll down here, we'll also see that people are using the jump to playlist control as well in order to get to the videos that they want. So no major concerns based on this. People aren't clicking on the word learn a significant amount, for example. That would be a bad outcome because learn is not a link, it doesn't go anywhere. So looks like the language that we've got and the UI that we've got is directing people at least well enough to get sort of off the home page. So a couple of interesting things to note right off the bat are there's a bunch of people using search. We weren't really sure exactly how many people were using search, and we're not sure exactly how they're interacting with it, but that's something that we're going to look into some more since search is a popular option here. Another sort of interesting thing to note, two other interesting things to note are what's not being clicked on, and that is these social links in the upper right hand corner and the contribute link. We're going to take a look at the contribute page in a minute. We'll see that this pattern of not clicking on contribute and not clicking on these social links is repeated as we look through the other pages that we've tracked so far. So another interesting thing, since the homepage is very long, is taking a look at the scroll map. Again, heat-based map that basically just shows you with color, how many percentage of visitors that are making it to the particular point on the page. And as we see as we scroll down, it gets darker and darker. That's because few people actually scroll this far down on the page, which is okay. It's what we expect. If we look at the list view shows you all the links that were clicked on a given page, and we'll see that we have this giant long tail of clicks on various links. So we have 3 people clicking on the Angles 3 video from the home page, and back up here we have 7 people clicking on the Banking 17, what happened to the gold link from the home page, which is that's the behavior that we expect. So nothing terribly surprising there. Just to show you what the other 2 modes do, confetti basically gives you a way to see who clicked on what based on some differentiating piece of information. The default thing that they're showing you here is the refer, which is basically where the person came from before they hit the Khan Academy homepage. One that's maybe more interesting is new versus return visitors and what they interact with. And in this case, why don't we just turn off returning visitors and just look at what new visitors are doing. Good news is that a new visitor to the site is no more or less confused than an existing visitor to the site. And the last view is the overlay view, which is helpful. Again, these are color coded using the same sort of heat metric, and you can get a more explicit information in terms of the exact number of clicks and the total number of clicks that are represented for the page. So that's the overview of the different ways that you can slice and dice the data. Now we're going to look at some of the more interesting results. So I'm going to hop over to the contribute page, and we're going to take a look at the results there. And so on the contribute page, we are, hang on, I'll just resize this. On the contribute page, we'll see that, you know, the most active area is the make a recurring donation area, which is not bad. But the other thing that happens on this page, which is pretty critically important, is getting people to sign up to be translators. And as we see, as we scroll down using the scroll map view, that only about 50% of the people who visit the page ever even see that button. So there's a test here that we can play around with, moving that button up the page more to get more visibility on it. Going back to the heat map, we'll see the pattern continues with the social links, which are occupying a very expensive or valuable, rather, real estate, are not getting clicks. So we're going to go back and we're going to take a look at the profile pages. So in this case, we'll take a look at the user profile since they're both pretty informative, but user profile gets used a bit more. So a couple of things to note here. One, people are interacting very heavily. Kind of interesting statistic to look at is the fact that we have 28,000 clicks on 10,000 visits, so almost 3 clicks per visit, which is much higher than the homepage, which is about 1 to 1.5 clicks per visit. The one kind of conspicuous thing is the middle area of the page here, which is where the graphs are, seems to not be getting any clicks. But we're suspicious of that result, and I'm getting ready to run a new test, and I'll actually show a video of how I set up that test to track position-based clicks, because it might be the case that Crazyegg's automatic click detection stuff can't actually follow the clicks all the way through to the graphs that we're displaying to the user. So we're going to run another test to verify that. The last thing, which is just interesting because it's something I didn't expect, is this interaction on the video page, which shows you that users are clicking the heck out of the scrubber, which and again, and here we'll see the same ratio, actually even higher ratio, about 3.5 to 1, so 3.5 clicks per visit to this page. The other thing is that people are using the next and presumably previous, but less frequently previous link buttons to get to the next video. And they're also finding the navigation. So this drop down will allow you to jump to another video on the playlist. But it seems like if we were going to make an assumption that that it's likely that people are moving one video at a time, as opposed to lots and lots of people jumping around in a significant way in a given playlist. So that's it. That's the overview of how to use the tool and sort of the summary of the interesting results. In another video, I'll show you how to actually set up an experiment. So thanks for watching.